Good day to everyone out there, to both farmers and would-be farmers. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Elias Banda. I'm your agronomist today on the program Speak to Your Agronomist. This program is a weekly program powered or brought to you by Amiran, Zambia Limited. This show is a deliberate show crafted for you farmers to be able to ask pertinent issues that you meet every day as you do your farming activities in your field. And we hope we'll be able to share our knowledge with you, farmers, and also hear more from you on what you encounter. So we expect you to share your reviews, your questions and reviews on the different channels or followers, social media followers that we have as Amiran. And just now, let's dive into our activity today. And we have questions that have come through from yesterday, and today we are going to handle 10 of them. So to start with, we have one question from Jordan Ngwila, which he's asking the following question: which tomato variety is good for rain-fed? Is it Topacio? Is it Roberta? Is it Dominique? So to answer this question, we need to do what we expect to do in order to get the intended results. So even if some varieties may be resistant to cracking, they can be forced to crack if there are some elements that are lacking in the tomato crop that you are growing. For instance, if there's deficiency of potassium in your crop, you expect your fruits to crack. The other reason is water. If there's too much water than necessary, you expect your fruits to crack. Again, when there's less water than expected, you expect your fruits of tomatoes to crack. So the thing is, we need to know what is the water requirement for our tomato crop. So a plant of tomato requires 3 liters of water per day. So it has to be within that range. 3 liters, it's okay. So now, coming to answer your questions on the 3 varieties that you have indicated, Dominique, over the years, over the period of time, it has proved to be a bit susceptible to certain chemicals or not. So that information is indicated on that portion. But there are some chemicals where on the compatibility, the supplier will say the supplier does not make any recommendations. So there you are not sure whether this chemical is compatible with the others. So if you are not very sure in that case, but you still want to speed up the spraying process activity, where you want to do it once than doing it several times, there now you need to get supering to be tank mixed with the water before you add the 2 or more chemical products that you want to spray. So that's the answer to your question, Mumbi. The other question is coming from Casa Salamander. The question is American leaf miner, aka Tuta absoluta, which is being done to combat what chemical, or what is it that is being done to combat it, seeing that it's practically getting resistant to all the chemicals. I don't know what chemicals you have used before which have proved to be resistant. But what I know is that there are a number of chemicals that we can use for Tuta absoluta. One of them being Crown. Crown is a good product which can not just handle the resistance that you are talking about. Hope I've answered that question. The other question is coming from Grace Mwale. And Grace Mwale is asking the following question: what is the best chemical for early and late blight? So my answer will be a bit similar to the previous question. So we have a number of chemicals that can handle early and late blight. Some I can mention, such as Victory. Then there's also a mixture of K-Fight plus Mancozeb. Then there's also Authoritop. There's Kobe. There's also Bronocot. So I come back again to explain the same way I did on the Tuta Absoluta. You don't just need one chemical to deal with a particular disease. You need a number of them to be alternated, not just one. If you use one chemical after every spray, then you create resistance and you say the chemical is not working. This also reminds me, before I forget, let me just take this opportunity to also explain something that can be helpful to you farmers there. There are certain times that you get the right chemicals, the chemical, to say this chemical is not working okay. Sometimes it's the water that you use. Water can be acidic, it can be alkaline. If water is in that state, even if you put in a right chemical, the efficacy of that chemical is compromised. So this is the reason why every time we recommend that you use buffer to mix with your water before you add the chemical, so that buffer can regulate the pH of your water. Then you have good results. So this takes us to another question from Justin Songwe. The question is, what is the program for tomato production? So tomato production is quite a lengthy topic. So what I can do, Justin, I'll just give you my number. You can call me, then I send you the program. Then when you can raise questions from there, then we can talk. So the other question is from Bernard Mwenda. The question is, how much is Mofano? We haven't yet received Mofano. We hope to receive it in October, but the last price was 225 kwacha per liter. So once we reach that time when we receive, we'll be able to share the right price. The next question is coming from Eugene Mambila. The question is, how best does one control leaf miner and tutor in tomatoes and vegetables? So I think the answer will be the same like the one I answered on Casa Salamander. So hope you got that answer. Then the next question is from Augustine Hanzuki. The question is, can I plant watermelon in September? The answer is yes, you can. But you need to know what is prevalent in terms of pests in September. So you have too much problems of insects, and in this case we are talking about the sucking insects such as red spider mite. So you need to bless yourself against that by stocking the right chemicals that can help you to handle the red spider mite. Chemicals such as Conzano, Terion, and many other, even Mecca. So you need to bless yourself with that, then you have a successful crop. The next question is coming from Nakuponga Mianza. The question is, what fertilizer do we use for boosting tomato flowering? So you can use either Super Bolon or Folia Bolon. They do the same thing. The other question is coming from Canisius Hachtema. Canisius Hachtema says, can you share the fertigation program of soybeans? So soybeans, as you know, is a legume, so we tend to avoid the macro elements and just dwell on the foliar fertilizers. So you can use, first of all, Super Trace, which is a starter, then the vegetative fertilizer, which is Bio-20, then the foliar, the fruit and flower fertilizer, which we call Super Bolon or Folia Bolon. So those are the fertilizers I use. Thank you for joining me today. Remember to stay glued to our social media channels for you to get the knowledge that we always share with our farmers. Remember, our knowledge is your success. Join us again next week when we'll be joining you live from Kawe branch, where you can also ask more questions and we'll be able to be happy and share our knowledge with you. Before I forget, my number is 0977 49 12 20. Thanks for joining us once more.